Hi everyone, welcome to the virtual edition of our senior meeting. Last year we held a senior meeting in November to kind of get feedback from families on what they wanted their students' graduation experience and remainder of their senior year, a timeline to kind of give you some ideas of what you should be watching for. As mentioned in the email that we sent out last week, our senior class this year is extremely large. So here's a quick list of our seniors that will be graduating at the end of this year or sometime this year. We have some important information we want you to make sure you have access to. For your students, some things are through Kirkwood and some other just general information. If your student is going on to either college or just to become career ready. So one thing I want to point out, if you take a look at my cursor, is if you click on these links that are attached in the PowerPoint that you'll be getting in the email along with this video, you can go to the ICANN page, which is a support offered through Kirkwood. There's all sorts of advising sessions that can be found here. It could be about how to complete the FAFSA, financial aid, paying for college, career exploration, scholarship process, understanding student loan options, finding alternative funding, those kind of things. So these are individual appointments that you can make with a live advisor at the ICANN Center, which is located within Kirkwood. So you can click on this link to find out more. Another place you can go is if you take a look at this link, and I'll go ahead and pull it up and show you where you can find some of this information. On our website, which is our Mid-Prairie website, you can find information that talks about some of our scholarships that our high school counselor helps us with. It's on this Mid-Prairie High School guidance, which I know you're not going to be able to see it all through our screen, but if you click on this, you can also take a look at what our high school students within the district can get access to, including information for seniors, daily announcements, that kind of thing, and scholarship information, which is located on our website, as I said, under this Mid-Prairie guidance link. The last thing is, along with that ICANN's program I talked about up here, there's other career planning resources. So you just click on this link as well, and it'll take you to our career planning. For those of you that are going directly into the workforce, you can take a look at all of these different things that are located within that ICANN platform as well. Along with these things, here's that direct link to the local scholarships. There's some ICANN scholarships along with the link to the Common App, which basically this is a college application that goes to numerous colleges. So things that you could be checking out depending on what your next steps are after high school. All right, another thing we want you to take a look at is we want to recognize you. So we want to recognize the student. So we're going to ask that each student fill out this form, where it kind of tells you some of the accomplishments that your student has completed throughout high school. So as I said, the PowerPoint will be attached. I'll also attach this link within the email. But this is a Google form where we're going to ask you to give us some information. Parents can fill this out with the aid of their student, or the student can do it on their own. You're going to put your email address, student name. Let us know if your student has been working towards their HSAP diploma. If they have been, we need to know what they would like on their diploma. And then give us a little insight of whether or not you'll be attending our graduation ceremony on May 21st. We want all students to attend, so both diploma and non-diploma. We want to recognize all your hard work through the last 4 years. Another question that's on our survey is, if you're a non-diploma student, Mr. Snyder would love to meet with you. So all our diploma students take part in a graduation interview with Mr. Snyder. And this is also open to our non-diploma students. Next question on the survey asks if your student is graduating with honors, and you will choose yes or no, depending on your choice. If you choose yes, it'll take you on, and no, you'll be asked to go on to the next question. Other questions that are asked within the survey is we were wanting to know if your student completed any Kirkwood courses, academies, that kind of thing, and whether or not they're graduating with an AA. We don't want to miss it recognizing anybody of their amazing accomplishments. Oops, let me jump back one slide. So as I mentioned before, the HSAP diploma interview is a requirement for all our diploma program students, but it's also something we would love to see all of our high school graduates do. So basically what we do is Mr. Snyder, our superintendent, will lead the interview. He's going to look over your transcript and ask you questions about some of the information he sees. Okay, so he already knows that all your requirements have been met. He wants to learn more about your life as a high school student. So he usually asks you what went well, if there's any suggestions you have to make our program better, those kind of things. He'd love to hear about your extracurricular activities that you've been involved in, as well as, maybe describing your most challenging course and your most success, the area you found the most success in. So in your interview, you need to present yourself in a manner that would be similar to a formal job interview. So you're going to dress appropriately, communicate effectively, and show yourself as an individual ready to move into the next area of life. Your parents are also going to ask to contribute some information, and they're going to have a chance to share the qualities they feel have brought success to you as a graduate. Your supervising teacher will be there, as well as Mrs. Kearns, and it's just a great time to really highlight all the things that you have accomplished in high school. So we ask that at least one parent be there. We understand sometimes it can't be both, but it really is a unique and rewarding experience. The last thing we want to talk about is our graduation event. So graduation will be Friday, May 21st, and as I said before in both my email and the video, is that we want to make this special for you. We want to hear what families want to do, and we're going to be sending out a survey in the near future, but we want you to really mull it over between now and January. So are you wanting to see caps and gowns? Are we thinking like a cake-only reception? Should we try to have a keynote speaker? Perhaps tables for graduates to display some of the amazing things they've done during high school? Do we want to hear from the choir? So we want to know, what we're really asking you is, what do you want to see? So both parents and students, what do you want to see? Keep in mind we have a larger graduating class, and we're hoping that this will be in person. In the past, we've done a meal, but we know that with depending on what May looks like, that might not be a possibility, but we want to keep different things in mind. So we really want to know what you want to see to make this special for the graduate and the families, to really highlight all the successes you've had in high school. So last but not least on our presentation, I want to talk a little bit about timelines for seniors, just things to plant, to be thinking about that will happen next year, because as we know already, this year we're already into November and this year's just flown by. So in January, our high schoolers, our diploma program students, will make sure that they have their name submitted, how they want to see it on the diploma. Okay. I'm asking for it in this survey, but we'll double check. Your supervising teacher will double check with you to make sure it looks correct or it sounds correct. In March, you're going to meet with your supervising teacher to make sure your transcript's updated. If you have any honors information, that kind of thing. So you're going to just touch base and make sure that your record keeping is on par to graduate in May. By March 31st, you're going to submit a photo and paragraph for our newsletter and the newspaper. So you'll submit that to Mrs. Steinbreck, and all that information will come out in a letter at a later date. But we want you to kind of have that in the back of your mind so you know to think about it. We'll also send out some sample paragraphs on what your paragraph might look like, kind of about your high school experience. In the second week of May is typically when we do those interviews with Mark Schneider that I mentioned earlier. And then May 21st will be our graduation celebration. And last but not least, I'd love to hear if you have any questions. Feel free to email me at msteinbreck@mphawks.org, or just the Homeschool Resource Center if you have any questions. If you have any ideas, feel free to start shooting them my way as well. We'd love to hear from you, and we really want to make this 2021 graduation special for both your student and your family. Have a great night.